Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another video. Today, we delve into the catastrophic realm of technological tragedies, instances where innovation has led to devastation. For decades, computers, cell phones, and even cars have been integral to the American household. We've made significant strides since their inception, and the tech industry continues to advance at an unprecedented pace, with new innovations and computing methods emerging almost daily. It's astonishing to consider that the very technologies we rely on, our laptops and our phones, can under certain conditions become instruments of our downfall. Here, we explore moments when our cherished tech proved to be unsafe and unstable, sometimes leading to dangerous situations. So sit back and try to relax as I tell you the story. But before we get started, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn the bell notifications on so you get updates on future videos. I vividly recall the day I received my brand new Pantech flip phone. I must have been around 13 years old. The excitement of finally owning a phone with a coveted horizontal keyboard, highly sought after by my peers in the mid-2000s, was indescribable. I spent countless hours texting friends, completely engrossed in this new form of communication. After a long day of chatting and exchanging pictures with my 8th grade classmates, I would settle into bed, plug in my phone, and place it beside my head. However, recent research made by me had me reconsider this habit. It turns out this seemingly harmless habit has been linked to an alarming number of fatalities, and by now, everyone with a smartphone has experienced their phone overheating. Me personally have experienced this loads of times, and normally what happens when my phone temperature rises too high is that it'll show a warning and make it so that the phone is not usable until the internal temperature drops. So if I felt that my phone would reach that point, I would just tell the baddie I'm talking to on FaceTime to hang tight as I throw my phone in the freezer. I would go take a shit or something, and once it was cooled down, I would grab my phone right out of the freezer and continue the conversation as usual, because that bitch knew better than to hang up on daddy. In 2019, a tragic incident befell 14-year-old Alua Asetskizi Abzalbi. Like many girls her age, she went to sleep with her favorite music playing, with her phone plugged in and charging beside her. Unfortunately, the phone overheated, and due to either inadequate safeguards or none at all, it exploded. Since the phone was lying next to her head, she died instantly. It wasn't until the next morning that she was found. Forensic experts confirmed that the phone explosion was the cause of her death. However, the police refused to disclose the manufacturer of the phone, which is frustrating because such information could potentially save lives and prevent similar tragedies in the future. In 2023, a similar incident occurred in Tiruvilvammala, Kerala. 8-year-old Aditya Sri was using her phone when it suddenly exploded in her face. The explosion, which happened around 10:30 p.m., was described by neighbors as sounding like a firecracker. Aditya Sri's grandmother discovered her mutilated body and screamed in terror, prompting neighbors to investigate. Initially, they thought the grandmother's oxygen tank had exploded. However, upon reaching the scene, they found the grandmother in tears, revealing that the child was lying on the floor in her bedroom. The little girl suffered severe burns to her face, chest, her palm was shattered, and her fingers were severed. Despite being rushed to the hospital, she was pronounced dead on arrival. Devastated parents revealed to the media that the phone responsible for this tragedy was the Redmi Note 5 Pro, on which she had been playing video games or watching videos. The phone was purchased by her father from a second-hand mobile dealer approximately 3 years prior. Strikingly, despite the explosion, the phone's outer casing remained largely intact. Forensic specialists took the device, along with other relevant samples, for a thorough examination, and it was found that the phone had traces of potassium chlorate and sulfur, two active ingredients that are present in firecrackers and materials that are never used in cell phones. It's not uncommon to encounter conflicting information when researching incidents like this. In this particular case, discrepancies arose regarding what the individual was doing on the phone before it exploded, and whether it was the father or the father's brother who purchased the phone. Given the traces allegedly found on the device, many might suspect foul play. However, due to either my limitations as a researcher or the general lack of information, I can't confidently conclude anything beyond this being a tragic accident. The parents' devastation was evident in their media statement. Quote, "My wife and I rushed to the house after being told that our dear child was no more. We couldn't enter the house as they were not letting us in. Maybe they thought we couldn't stand the terrible fate that happened to our child." Unquote. While phone overheating and explosions are not new phenomena, and videos of such incidents are common, it is still quite rare for them to result in a gruesome death. If you're wondering how to avoid such a fate, here are some tips. Tip number 1. When buying a secondhand phone, always check the battery health and ensure that there are no signs of swelling, overheating, or physical damage to the phone. Used phones may have a worn out battery or hidden damage that can lead to overheating and potential safety hazards. If possible, get a technician to inspect the phone before purchase. Tip number 2. Avoid overcharging. Don't leave your phone plugged in for extended periods, especially overnight. Overcharging can cause excess heat buildup and degrade the battery. Lithium-ion batteries can overheat if constantly charged to 100%. You could also try avoiding using your phone while charging. Let your phone charge, especially during heavy use. Using the phone while charging adds to the workload, increasing heat production in the battery. Regularly check your battery's health. Some phones have this feature built in, and replace it if it shows signs of degradation. Aging or damaged batteries are more likely to overheat and become hazardous. And finally, if your phone feels unusually hot, turn it off and allow it to cool before using again. Overheating is a warning sign, and ignoring it can lead to the phone catching fire or even exploding. So ignore me if you want, dumbass nigga, but don't be surprised if your head ends up roasted like a marshmallow. And that is the end of the video. Thank you so much if you made it this far. This video ended up being a bit shorter than I would have liked, but to be completely honest with you guys, I had planned to make it at least 20 minutes, but life got in the way, and I had to allocate most of my time to getting back on my feet. And now that I'm doing a little bit better, I just want to move on to other projects at this point. A lot has happened since my last upload, but I'm slowly getting there. I recently just moved into my own 2-bedroom apartment, and I'll be dedicating my spare bedroom to the channel. It's going to be my office, and I will be working on my videos in there. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Comment to let me know what you think about the video. It helps the channel grow. I love reading your guys' comments. And with all that being said, thank you for watching, and have a good night.